All right, everybody, welcome back to Sweaty Palms, brought to you once again by our sponsor, the like button. Let me see if I can get this right first time. And the bell button. I think I got the bell button finger emoji done pretty well now. It's pretty cool. They're right below the video. You can check them out. Let's start off with number 19. Dang nature, you cute and scary. They have no business climbing that fast, it says. Are these bears? What? That's a bear. It's really scary that an animal that's that gigantic and looks like it wouldn't be very nimble at all can just run like 50 miles an hour and shoot right up a tree. You just don't stand a chance. It's really unfortunate. The only thing that humans really have going in their favor is that we are excellent long-distance runners. And I know that that is the one thing we were able to use to our advantage in the way old times. But, oh man. See, they're lucky that's just a small little bear that I guess was just a little curious. I would poop my pants if a bear just like sprinted up a tree that I was on. They're laughing. She's got no fear while doing these stunts. Motorbike Athletics. I have real mixed feelings about doing this on a public highway. Like, I'm all for enjoying yourself, but this is the sort of stuff that really seems better suited for racetrack. Like, I don't know. Maybe please don't do it. I know I sound like a party pooper for anyone out there who enjoys riding bikes and stuff, but it just seems like not on a closed course is a bit of a risk. Things can go real wrong. What if you end up in oncoming traffic? I don't know if there's a divider between the two sides of the road, but this is terrifying. I've never even piloted a bike. I've been passenger on a dirt bike once in my life, and I can't even imagine riding one, much less on the highway, much less vertically on a single wheel. Like, why don't we just get powered unicycles, everybody? We obviously don't need two wheels here. What's the point? Let's just I want to see people on super powered unicycles riding down the freeway lane splitting here in California. The ultimate mode of transportation. How close? Man shows off his skills with a cleaver. How do you even practice that? I guess you do it with something that's not sharp. Oh my god, he's holding it by the blade. I'm sorry, it's not worth. Even for the views, it's not worth. Wait. Does he not have his middle finger? Hold on. We must enhance. Does the man's not have a middle finger? I can't tell. Or did he just curl it back? I want to believe the man still has his middle finger, but I can't be completely certain that in the last take he didn't lose it. Oh, man. Don't try this at home, kids. Please leave the knives in wherever they're stored in your house. Don't go look at this guy and be like, he can do it. I bet I can too. Because it looks like he paid the price at some point. No, I think he has his middle finger, which is good. Thank goodness. Just a whale coming out of nowhere. All right, just surrounded by sharks. Imagine if you became Jonah in that moment. That's an absolute unit of a whale. Oh my god. This video is sponsored by GoPro. That thing is gigantic. I know whales are big, but I feel like you don't often see a clip of like a blue whale or something. That looks like a blue whale or something. An absolute unit of an animal. All those fish didn't stand a chance, dude. It was like it created a vacuum. And all the fish just like...
All right, into the mouth we go. There's nothing we can do about this.
Dang, imagine being such a unit that even the sharks, like, disperse. Thought this might fit here. This guy ziplining from a skyscraper without any safety. That is... Why did he start from such an angle? That seems completely unnecessary. Like, he just made it way more extreme on himself than it had to be. Hey, you know what? If you trust your grip strength, then I guess why not? He's got it wrapped around his... Oh, and then he drops into the water. That's quite the dismount at the end. Honestly, Dubai. We have GoPro, and then we have Dubai. This thing in Dubai probably also sponsored by GoPro. I feel like I don't even have great grip strength, but I think I could trust myself with this. Would I do it? No. But if this were a life or unalive situation where someone was like, if you don't jump off, we're gonna unalive you right now, I'd be like, I think I can make it work. Takes, a bit of confidence, but if I had to do it, I would try it. And I might come out successfully, even though I'd rather not. You better believe my palms were sweaty when I found this in my kitchen. Did you say in your kitchen? Because, why are you still in your kitchen? Oh my God, no. Why are you still in your kitchen filming? What are you doing? Why are you still in there? Why is your first thought when you find this in your kitchen that I'm gonna get my phone and I'm just gonna stand here and film it where there's 50,000 bees flying around me? How did an Amazon box become a beehive in your kitchen? How long were you gone? How did you let Jumanji happen in your house? What did you do? I don't understand. How does this doesn't happen in a normally walk-through house? Do you have a house with like 50 kitchens? You're like, oh, I forgot about that one. Wonder what's going on over there. Oh, oops. Good social media content, I suppose. Or are you just like an amateur beekeeper or something? I mean, I'm gonna be honest. The backyard looks fancy AF, so I wouldn't be surprised if this man has like 5 kitchens in his house. A Russian kid hanging out the window for a better view. What? First off, why are you filming? Was the kid already out on the windowsill and then you pulled out the phone, he went back in and he came back out again? You're like, come back. I didn't get you on camera the first time. I need to get this content for Reddit, okay? That when the zoom out is... oh, didn't expect that one. I thought this was a smaller drop than it was. Excellent camera work. You really left the payoff until the very end. This guy found a beehive inside his sofa and gently took it outside. What is this month and beehives and why? And how do you find a beehive under your couch and not notice it like really early on? How do you not? You're surrounded by bees, right? This man is inside bees. We don't have subtitles, so I don't know exactly. What? What are you doing? But what? But why are you doing that? Why are you doing that, dude? And then you're just gonna set it down? Oh my God, why? How are you doing this? Just you've been shirtless. And you see a bunch of bees flying around under your couch, and then you're like, I bet my best course of action here is just to reach under, unprotected, and grab them. Gonna grab them by the bees, and then drop it, and surely this... I need to see how he retracts. He's just waiting for the bees to... Yeah, I'm sure eventually all 10,000 bees will decide to migrate off of my arm. They're surely not gonna colonize my arm and incorporate it as, what do you do? What do you do in that situation? There's not going to be a payoff here. Is there? They're never all going to come on. They are? How? You know how there's a dog whisperer? This man's is the bee whisperer? That's it. And what the heck is going on? And why is that not the top post of all time? I don't get it. Checo Perez drifting an F1 car at 200 plus kilometers an hour in the rain. Oh boy. Yeah, that's at Spa. And also, you don't want that to happen. That's not an ideal situation to take place. And I'm sure that he was a little bit scared at that moment. You know, when it comes to open wheel cars, you really don't want to ever be sideways. It's not the goal, and they're way, way harder to catch than a sports car. And actually, the interesting part about this is actually probably only salvageable because of the tires that they use in the rain. Because on slicks, it's nearly impossible to catch when you go that as far sideways as he went there. Slicks, you're just like, once you're gone, you're gone. And so the tires that they use in the rain have tread on them. And so that might be like the only reason he was able to actually save this. Usually they just spin. So, yeah, they're good at driving. I didn't understand it until I started going to racetracks. Like, all you do don't you just drive fast? Isn't that easy? You just go fast, and then like the car does it. It's there's a lot more to it than that. It's actually quite difficult. That's very high. Let's see, you're just doing some bridge maintenance, something like that. How high is it? I see ocean, but it's hard to get a sense of scale of like how far above the ocean they are. Ugh, I mean, he's strapped in at least. Be a heck of a ride to fall and just be swinging underneath the bridge. You know, in the old days, they probably wouldn't be wearing a harness. They would just be working on this thing. Be like, worst case scenario, I just fall like 500 feet into the water below. Shouldn't be too bad. Surely the water will cushion my fall, despite the surface tension making it like concrete, more or less. He doesn't fall here, I hope. Just a little bit of bridge maintenance. Almost. I want to believe that maybe this was like caught before it actually needed to be used for catastrophic purposes. But can you imagine if you actually took a fall climbing and then you recover and you retrieve your carabiner and you're like, oh, okay. So that's what kept me alive right there, is just, if I had hit that with just an extra couple degrees of force in this direction, like that would have been it, just would have popped off. That's one we've seen before, so we'll move on to high voltage. Oh, even he was a little bit spooked by that one with the look at the end. It's like, that wasn't supposed to happen. I figure that if you're a linesman, you're probably just like, there is really no gray area. You either do your job right or it's over. I guess maybe there can be a gray area. I didn't realize that, because that was it. He didn't mean for that to happen, but he's still alive. So that's good. Congratulations, because if that hit you, that looks like you'd be cooked from the inside out very quickly. That's going to be loud, and if you hear loudness from the other train, you're just going to conflate it with the noise coming from the train that you're looking at. You're not going to think there's another one. You're just waving at us filming. No thanks, I'll pass. What is this man's going to jump? That just reminds me of a terrible video that I once clicked on that I shouldn't have clicked on. That was a guy who is kind of a similar setup of jumping from a high point over a low walkway adjacent to water. And this man cleared it by a long shot. He was taking no chances here in this clip. In the other clip, man slipped as he jumped, and it was bad. Don't recommend that one. If you ever come across it on the internet, just don't do it. It's bad. It's a bad one, and I wish that it was never shown. Colorized footage from 1929 of construction workers on the Chrysler Building in New York. See, this is gonna be like, we had the bridge guy who had a harness, and it's like, these guys, who needs a harness? Why would you ever need to do that? If you fall, well, you understood the risk, I guess. Look, they're in such dapper clothes too. They're wearing like a nice, almost looks like this dude's in like a cashmere vest with a top hat on. What? What the heck is this? Is this man's at a country club or standing like 100 stories high on the edge of a steel beam that he could just lose his balance on and then RIP. It doesn't seem that hard to just like a carabiner and a rope just tied around you. It's so simple. You didn't need any sort of crazy high-tech stuff in order to do that. There's no way nobody thought of that. Why didn't you at home just... Would other workers like make fun of you and call you a wimp if you brought like a rope from home and just decided, you know what, before I focus on this area, I'm just gonna tie it around myself and then I'll be a little safer at least, God forbid. And all your coworkers laughed at you. Like, wow. Is it uncool to be safe? Obviously. I'm glad that changed. Professional climber uses a knee bar to bring blood back to his arms. When you say a knee bar, I'm assuming not literally a bar that he brings with him. I'm assuming a move that he can use just to like release his arms. Is he wet? Oh, what? Now do it without a rope. All your friends are laughing for using a rope, like the construction workers of old. That's gotta hurt so much. Ow, dude, you're freaking wedging your knee right into a rock face. Ow. It's your entire body weight just like wedged on your knee and you're just like chilling there. And the top for the last month, I was not expecting that. I mean, they're in harnesses. How could this be any less scary than the knee bar? Or more scary than the knee bar thing? That actually looks really fun. Also really terrifying. Where is it actually held? Where's the pivot point? Is it like cables across this entire canyon? And then it just swings you from the middle of it? I just want to see the mechanism. That's what I'm more impressed by. Like, there must be a lot of people who try this. Heck, I'd probably give this a try, assuming there's, you know, a good safety history and, you know, that's never broken on anyone, because if that rope breaks, then that's game over. But I bet that's a heck of a thrill, dude. And you just sit for it. I mean, that seems fun.